making your way in the world today, you really need a pod. Why don't you put your headphones in and give this one a shot? Wouldn't you like to just listen away and go to a place where everybody knows who you are? Listen to two guys brew, ha ha. Cold Street Brewery and Full Buddy Cast, two of the greatest names. Why don't you go and listen to this episode? These pick up pretty good. I can mess with it too. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening to another episode of. Are you getting it ready right now? No. Yes, you are. This guy is good. This guy is good. We haven't been in the studio for a while.
Have you not fixed my little button thing where it has laughs and?
No, I haven't. Listen, buddy.
Oh,
I
went out and spent money on that. Oh my gosh.
You have a button?
That thing that you found at a garage sale for like $2.50 is good, but it's not ideal. It's not ideal.
Lame. Let me go on YouTube real quick.
Okay, so anyway, we've got this episode hasn't happened in 3 weeks. Homer Robertson, newest Patreon said, "Hey, where's the brouhahas?" He listens to every episode. He listens to the Garage Nights as well, and Hollin' with Hollenbeck and all the other stuff in between. We've had him on before, but this week he commented on a release. He said, "Where are the brouhahas?" It's been a busy summer. Okay, so
super busy,
and we can talk about that. We probably will talk about that, and then but. There we go.
I got the laugh track.
The 30 seconds to pull that up was well worth it. All right, so we've got Full Buddy Cast presents. Cool. Yeah, I'm all over the place. Brew Ha Ha with Sean McDonald and Cole Street Brewery, 1627 Cole Street. Come on down, wear a T-shirt, 15% off. If you just visit and you want to tag yourself in, take a picture on Facebook, they'll give you a little deal there as well if you don't have a T-shirt. But
we'll give you 15% off if you tag in.
15% off. Go
tag
ahead.
in Cole Street Brewery and say Full Buddy Cast. We love it when you're cross-promoting and cross-checking in.
Cross it all. I got a flute glass. Is that what it's called?
Yes, sir.
What am I pouring right now? What's this beer of the week we got going on?
The beer of the week right now would be our raspberry. So we're going into fruit season. Love fruit season. Everybody's been loving our blackberry, but unfortunately the blackberry is starting to run out. But we're in luck because we're into raspberry season. So raspberries are ripe right now.
It's duck season. Raspberry season.
They've been ripe for 2 weeks, and we're putting them into a beer.
Awesome. And so
it's an ale.
We're gonna
ferment.
We're gonna take a.
It's a little fruity. It's not. So a lot of people. What everybody knows about a raspberry is like framboos. Framboos would be a Belgium raspberry. So with that is they put it in barrels. They ferment it until it starts kicking all the berries out of the barrel. I don't do that. This is simply
wait. It starts pushing them out.
Literally, they ferment a beer. They put it in a barrel. They take fresh raspberries and dump the berries into the barrel, and they put a cap on it. But it builds up the pressure when it's fermenting until it pops it, and then it keeps pushing until all the berries come out. Once there's beer starts coming out, they know it's done fermenting.
Wow, Interesting.
But that's a Belgium style.
That's like a Jiffy popcorn thing we got going on right there.
That's a Belgium style, which I would love to do in the future, but I have to get barrels in order to do that, like straight oak barrels, which I don't have straight oak barrels.
So what's this? This is called a raspberry what?
So this is just a raspberry ale.
Raspberry ale. And
kind of the same general idea. We take fresh raspberries and we throw it on top of a light ale. So it's a very fruit forward. Tastes like raspberry.
Can I drink it now?
Now that...
Yes.
Right now, just so you guys know, wow, what's that giggle? Who's this person? Is that Travis giggling? Is that Sean giggling? Is that just somebody else? Who is giggling right now? Sounds... Who is this?
It sounds kind of girly.
Who is this?
It's Travis.
Definitely, for sure.
Okay.
So this is Alexandria.
I'm Alexandria.
I like that, Alexandria. And
Also better known as Alex.
Just
a little
Alex,
bit
you can
easier
just
to
call
say
me
Alex.
Alex.
Yeah.
spelled A-L-E-X.
Alex.
All right.
Mhm.
So you don't have like the weird spelling
No
of like
weird,
A-L-Y-X-E
just
3.
ALEX.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to
So
call
bringing
this...
up my beer tender.
Mhm.
You know, she's brand new to the crew.
Mhm.
She's actually been on for a couple weeks now because we've been off for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's been busy time where I didn't have time to bring people up.
Mhm.
We found a spot right here where you can come up and do a little podcast.
That's good.
Yeah.
By the way, all I do is come up with great ideas. $1 million ideas for this guy.
Mhm.
He uses some of them. But as I'm writing down notes, I realize...
As he's drinking my beer,
the
and
last...
saying, "This is $1 million idea right here. This is $1 million beer right here."
This is
just,
where I like...
just want to throw back out there
This-
the raspberry ale. It's popping right now.
It is. It's good.
Light. It's
It's
really
delicious.
good. Yes,
It's
it's
delicious.
delicious. And
I
it's
am-
refreshing.
I try to filter off the seeds, but I'm seeing that there's.
That's
seeds
okay.
in this.
I think that actually
think
builds it. It almost
It
tastes like
builds it,
Mama's
yeah,
cobbler.
for sure.
You know, a little bit of a beer Mama's cobbler. But you got the raspberry ale. I wrote ale. What's the next word that I wrote? Alex. Or take the X off. Ale. X.
Oh, maybe
Ale.
I'll just start calling her ale.
Ale.
What up, ale?
Or ale 10, right? A
Uh-huh.
Roman numeral? Numeral?
Oh,
Something else?
ale 10.
Ale
Okay.
10.
Mhm.
Ale 10. That's a good nickname.
Ale
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Beer tender nickname.
$1 million
idea.
idea. Yeah.
I mean,
He
it's
brings
an
the ha-ha.
idea.
I told you. He brings the ha-ha to this whole
I don't know if
brew
it's $1
ha-ha.
million, but it's an
funny.
idea.
It's something. It is something. All right, so we've got. I haven't been in the studio in a while because with you.
He's playing adjustments.
I'm playing
all the
adjustments
whole way.
right now.
The whole way.
Super excited for what we got going forward with Cole Street Brewery. We've been busy, but we've been busy.
Both of us been busy,
Super
but also
busy.
planning like the futures. We got some
Yes.
great ideas going that we're gonna take this to the next level and just, like start making some fun.
Okay, making some fun. That's all we talk about. But you've been busy. I know I've been busy, and people probably heard my stories that I talk about. But what about you? What's been popping with you lately? It's like a month catch up kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, it's been super busy down on Cole Street. We've had a lot of great events going on. This last weekend was the street fair. Street fair is always a huge one where there's a lot of people coming in. I also got invited to go up to SIR, or Pacific Raceways.
Yeah, I saw
I know
that
SIR, but it's Pacific Raceways. So Four Horsemen, it's a great brewery down in Auburn. They're kind of small guys like me. They reached out because they became their official sponsors in 2019. But then, of course, 2020 happened, and
the off year.
So they reached out. At first, they were saying, "Hey, we're doing like a beer event. We're going to invite some food trucks and some breweries out there for the first live SIR show." So they had funny cars, they had antiques, they had modifieds, they had all these different race cars, which brings out a lot of people. And they just felt like they're like me. They're about the same size as me. So they didn't feel like they could cover the beer coverage. So they reached out, and it was like 100%. Like, you're in Auburn, we're brothers. Like, we share grain loads. We've done a lot of things together. I'm like, 100%, I'll come down and help you out. And the idea originally was to be like a beer event. So there'd be like 5 breweries there. And like 2 days before, they're like, "Hey, psst, it's you and us. So bring a lot of beer."
So be ready.
Yeah. So it was great. Went down there. It's also awesome because we've done a lot of cruises in Enumclaw. So when I went down there, it's so amazing. Like the people that are like people that I know that they know our brand. They come down there and like, "Yeah, we see you the first Friday of every month," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, all right, yeah, I totally know you."
Oh, because of all the car people that going through the cruise.
Yeah, and so for me,
okay.
in Enumclaw, like I don't necessarily get time to get outside, or when I do, I don't really know whose car's whose. But versus at that thing, like they're rolling the car right up to my booth. I'm like, "Oh, that's your car? Oh shit, that's smoking."
Yeah.
And then they go out there to race. I'm like, it's kind of that connection. You're like, "Yeah, I love that." I love the sound, all that stuff. So that's been great. just in general, it's summertime. There's just so much going on. It's just basically trying to. For me, it's just keeping up on beer. I have really weird hours right now. I'm brewing middle of the night to middle morning. And
I was going to say,
sleeping during the day.
You've got to be just absolutely working hard.
I come out drinking. I'll be drinking late, but I'm dipping out. Like you'll find me at the bar at 11 o'clock, but I dip out for like half hour to transfer,
get
whatever,
things moving, and
then
back.
I come back, and then
yeah. So I mean, I'm going to say like there's times where I feel like there's a few people in this world, especially Enumclaw, that I feel like are cloned. And I see them everywhere. I see Wayne Christensen everywhere. Bobby Martinez, you all the time. And I'll even run into you at the King County Fair. And I'm like, how does this guy, you actually walked around with me and my family for a while. I'm like, how does this guy?
It was Thursday. It was Thursday night. It was
Thursday night. It was a
local night of the King County Fair.
This guy's running a brewery. He's. I mean, I guarantee if I were to walk into he'd be there, even though he's at the King County Fair. There's like 3 or 4. I don't think you've made. I think what half your brew, your brew station is just you just cloning yourself as well. I kind of want to call down there right now and see if you're there, even though we're recording.
He's there.
Well, they'll be like, pause for a minute, and then they'll forward it to my phone. Yeah. What's going on?
But it was a lot of fun having you come out to the fair or run into you at the fair, I should say, and walk around. Did you have fair memories back when you were a kid?
Oh, hell yeah! I always loved the fair. I was involved in 4-H. I grew up on a farm, so we did 4-H. I did a bunch of different things. I did the cows, I did the goats, and I did the smaller animals, the chickens, and the
you got to be careful with that. Now, Enumclaw, if you start saying I did the cows, I did the goats.
So I didn't do a horse. Just to be clear, I never had a horse. Careful when you say so. I grew up with horses, and I definitely had a horse, but I never put it into 4-H. So.
Okay. Also, I was walking through some of the exhibit area. I like to hit up everything. I actually bought a few like knick-knack things, just kind of make people feel good that they set up an exhibit. But I came around one area. I don't know who set it up. You may know, but there was a distillery, kind of like this is a distilling. How you go from point A to point B to point C. It might have been wine. Wow. It was more of a wine thing. But I was surprised about how small everything actually is. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think people walk into the podcast room and they go, and the majority of the people say,
really?
"Wow, this is actually
this
pretty."
Is where we record?
This is. I thought I pictured it to be a lot bigger,
but you want it to be small, so we don't have as many sounds
exactly bouncing around and this and that. So for me, it was like I think I hadn't had that same sort of thought. It was like, whoa, this is. I pictured big, huge vats with large tubes coming out that run like 100 feet this way and 200 feet up above and all around.
Trav, we all have to start somewhere.
We have to start somewhere.
And we grow.
We grow. We absolutely grow. So
it's a grower, not a shower.
So let me ask you, what is your setup? I hope we've talked about ideas, doing things in the future. You've already mentioned that, and maybe we'll do like a video back room brewing and kind of see what that looks like. But can you describe what some of this brewing equipment looks like?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's stainless steel.
Stainless steel. Okay. I'm closing my eyes right now. Alex, we're both closing our eyes.
Oh, okay.
Then it has ports on the bottom, ports on the top, then ports on the side, ports on the middle.
Ports
and
everywhere.
And then you just transfer around, and it goes through a little...
But
anyway, so...
Let's see how big it is. Like, how big is it? Is it the size of a
system,
car?
Yeah, how big is that?
The system is a
Alex already fits in. We're talking about horses and 4-H. Next thing, we're talking about how big it is.
Whatever. I'm over here talking about the thing. So in a brew system, it's a three-part system.
Yes, 3-part system.
Back to reality.
Reality, sorry.
Okay, so 3-part
Back
system.
to the brew, less of the ha-ha.
Okay. So the first one's like your hot liquor tank. So basically you have you put water in it, you kind of heat it up, And then your middle one is your mash tun.
Yeah, but how
And
big
that's
are
where
these
you put
things?
grain.
Like, talk to me how big. Like a normal. If I'm brewing from home, it's probably a lot smaller than a
sure.
brewery.
So I have 200 gallons. They're 200.
Oh, okay. So they're actually pretty big. So
decently big. They get much bigger. I mean,
yeah.
Headworks. Headworks is 1,000 gallons.
1,000 gallons.
Well, maybe 500 gallons to make 1,000 gallons. So they do it double.
Okay.
So
yeah, but they all
they're twice.
And that's what I think I was picturing when it
big.
comes to, you go to some of these brewing places that I don't know if it's for show or whatever, if they're using all of it, but it's definitely like got some eye appeal if you're going to go walk into a brew. Oh wow, look at this! Like even for you walk in, look at all those taps on the wall. Like you got a lot of.
I'm not impressed by taps, but I am impressed by it. Like I walk in and look at their system. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a nice system.
I'm impressed by your taps because you've got like 12 fully running all the time.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I have a couple guest taps right now because we've had a lot of really big push weekends. So, yeah, it's tough to keep up this time of year. But
yeah. But anyway.
But they're great beers.
So back. Okay, so 200 gallons. Back to you on. Okay, so you've got the mash bin or barrel or whatever you call it.
Yeah, so you have a hot liquor tank, then you have a mash tun, and then you have your lauter tank / boil kettle. So basically you're heating up water, you're putting grain in the middle, you're pushing hot water into the grain, but then you're bringing it back into your liquor tank that has a coil in it. So the water's pushing through that coil. So you have, so that's where you add water and you control the temperature by what water's running through it. So
okay.
Your temperature, and then it's going back into the grain. So you can control your temperature. So with beer, wine is basically when you go to ferment, you just need sugar and you're adding yeast. With beer, it's all about temperatures. So you need your grain at certain temperatures, and there's step temperatures. So you go to all the way up to 154, but then you drop it down to 110, and then you drop it down to 80. And then sometimes you got to boost it back up. Maybe I didn't get, you do tests along the way to see how much sugar you pulled out. So maybe I got to bump it back up. I didn't quite. Yeah, so that's why temperature levels are kind of important because we try and balance out how we're getting we're converting the proteins to sugars, and that's at the end of the day that creates the alcohol. So that's why hot liquor tank's super important. Mash tun's obviously important because that's where the grain goes, but the hot liquor tank is how we control the temperature going in there. Yeah.
All right. So I guess what I'm picturing is everything is very spread out. Is it spread out? Do you have to keep one temperature? You don't want one spot heating up another spot?
So that's a great thing about stainless steel because it doesn't really transfer temperature. You can sustain certain temperatures.
Gotcha.
The temperature you want, and then if it's too hot, you can always cool it down, bring some cold water in.
So then things are probably just a few feet away from each other. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anytime you go into a brewery, there's a lot of times they build kits that are built together where they're right on top of each other. Mine is pretty loose. I can move it around. I can move it farther apart, but it's kind of more convenient to be closer. So your hoses don't have to be as long, that sort of thing. So your transfers, you don't lose stuff in the temperature when you're transferring.
Gotcha. All right. So if someone walks in and says, "How big is your equipment?"
I have a 2-barrel system with 4-barrel fermenters. I do have a 7-barrel system. I just haven't put it in yet. We're upgrading the 7-barrel system.
There is so many innuendo here that Desi B is laughing so hard about. Real quick,
Desi B.
I do. I want to shout out Desi B. I want to shout out our Patreons real quick. We got a few new ones, and then we're going to jump into Beertender. We're going to start talking to Alex. But before we do, let's give a quick shout out to the Patreons. Let me read them off. Thank you guys for your monthly support. The yay! Kellen Hall, Holly Graff, Eric Madrid, Adam Kenny, Casey Scott, Seth Loop, Desi B, Cassie Spencer, Amanda Keating, Ira Potter, $50 a month. Just put out Desi, who is $35 a month, but Ira's in the lead. We got Anon Aber, Shekinah Sarver, Jared Skelly, Homer Robertson. And so just want to say thank you very much for you guys.
That's amazing. I know all of those people. There are no strangers.
No
in that group.
no strangers
I
in
love
that
our
group.
Patreons.
Yes.
I love their support 100%. They don't only support you, but they support me. I love that. 100%.
I'm trying to get that. There's a dealer down there at the D at Vegas. We made friends with her down there.
Yeah, I saw that.
She's super sweet, super
I
cool.
thought that post was a little going
A little what?
Oh, what?
going a little different.
Go a little what?
Oh.
No.
Menage a trois?
No. No. They wish. No, not at all. It was actually, she was super sweet, super cool, and my back, my sciatic nerve was out.
So you couldn't even hang if it.
I'm not. That would never happen. Okay, listen. Okay. But she got
edit.
She told me because she listened to the one with Hollenbeck where I talked a little about how we met and everything. But she brought me a tennis ball for my back because that's what she uses. For her back, because her back, she has to dance and deal and do all that. So
what do you do with the tennis ball?
You put it against the wall, and then you just rub kind of where it's hurting at.
Really,
right,
with a tennis ball,
right around there. Yes,
I can see it's like squishy, but it's small, so you can get more like
pinpointed. Yes, yeah. So that helped.
Centralized, yeah.
That helped big time. So I said, hey, I'll mention another episode, so then I'll tell her about it. But I want her to become a Patreon. Leah, I want you to become a Patreon. If you want. I don't want to pressure you.
Me too.
And
I'll be down in Vegas.
Big V.
Like, next month, maybe.
Veronica needs to... Yeah, if you go to Vegas and go to the D, absolutely.
No.
Go say hi to her and tell her that you're the Brouhaha guy. And she'll be like, no way. But she immediately started listening, started sharing all our posts as well. So she's very sweet, very cool. Shout out to Leah. So, and shout out Ira. When he edited it, he was at $5. It was at Cole Street Brewery when we did a live one. He said, "Okay, I'll do $5 a month." $50.
Yeah, he jumped on our live podcast.
He
killed it.
He killed it. He edited he edited his own monthly contribution to $50. That's the top spot. So $50 gets you a shirt. Anytime a new shirt comes out, you automatically got it. He's already got those 2 shirts. You get a beer bought by me at Cole Street. Also, Bordeaux Wine Bar, if you need a wine or something like that. If you're wine, but
there's beer there too.
There's beer there too, and you get priority seating. If we do a live, when we do a live, we'll put you where you want to be, and you also get to be a guest on any show 2 times a year. Ooh, so if you want to come on to Brouhaha and talk on Brouhaha, come on. We want you on. So, anyways, there you go. It's been a little push for Full Buddy Cast Patreon. Go to Patreon, visit Full Buddy Cast. Anyway, now back to the regularly scheduled program. Alex,
talk about Beertender.
Beertender. Mm-hmm. So, are we going to do the thing where we're giving her an interview? Oh, okay, we're interviewing.
I have questions already lined up. What do you got?
You know what? I'm going to feed off of you. So, why don't you go ahead? Okay, fine. I'll ask everything. What's your nationality? What's your religion?
We can't ask that.
You can't ask those things.
Come on
now. You can't ask any of that stuff.
Alex,
wait, are you sure?
Alex,
wait.
What's your name? Where are you from?
I didn't know that you couldn't ask those questions. Okay, yeah. Where are you from?
I am from Enumclaw.
Nice.
I was born in Alaska.
Awesome.
I moved to Enumclaw when I was 13.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. So you graduated Enumclaw?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I live in Buckley, so I'm not too far. Stay close.
Kinda. You're across the river.
Mm-hmm.
Which river though? Are you on the Black Diamond side or like the well?
She's in Buckley.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Buckley.
Across the White River.
Well, because
there's only one side.
Listen, there's one.
God.
Okay, there's Buckley. You go a little far out. You go by Cumberland. You're out in the Ravensdale. You go over by Black Diamond. That's across the river. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Enumclaw's surrounded by rivers.
That's
so
true.
I'm just asking a normal question.
I'm close to Bonnie Lake.
Okay, Bonnie Lake.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
All right. So those are the most common, kind of easy ones.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said,
age and weight.
No.
Shut up.
No. We don't ask that either.
You can't ask this. You can't ask.
She's a beautiful girl.
What are we?
Don't care about
my
anything
gosh,
about.
Why are we not?
Yes.
Come on. That's not
Come
even
on,
funny.
that's not what
no,
people
haha.
want.
Anyway,
No, haha.
no haha here. Anyway, so you might know Alex from. She has worked in town before. She's been working in Union Club for a while.
I have.
And where did she work before?
I used to work at the Pie Goddess.
Nice.
And then I went and worked at Kelly's Mercantile.
Oh, I loved Kelly's when it was
which
around.
turned into Kelly's Restaurant and Lounge.
There you go.
For sure.
Yes. And then I went back to the Pie Goddess when Kelly's closed down.
I love the Pie Goddess. I go in there at least twice a week and get pie.
Yeah, it's
Dude, it
Whether
is
it
good
be
stuff.
Savory or sweet.
But
But I get pies from there.
a little bit of both. It's really good.
Pie Goddess is so good. They've been good to us. They've been good to me personally. When I for my job, sometimes I have to go scrounge up. We sponsor some stuff in town, and so they've always been able to hook us up with a few pies for the kids and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
so
Kamal and Carnell,
Way
the
cool.
owners, they're so sweet.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yes.
They just want to give back.
Yeah.
And then you worked at the Kelly Mercantile. That's where I first met you. Is working out there. Which we have always loved. Like everybody in town would always like speak highly of Kelly Mercantile. It's unfortunate that they didn't go.
Yeah.
Yes, the
I
pandemic.
know.
It's a
We're
bummer.
all a little bummed about it.
I'm you know what? Here's the thing. I went to Vegas. I had a smoked old fashioned. I had a smoked old fashioned since Kelly's. Love the Kelly's smoked old fashioned.
Yes.
So good.
Oh yeah, we had really good bartenders in there that just they loved it. They loved just working and making really awesome drinks and putting on a show for everybody.
Yeah.
So
For sure. It was a great spot. We
So what'd
were
you do?
all, like back,
Were you a hostess? Were you a server? What were you?
I
did
was
a little bit of everything.
everything really. I started as a prep cook, and then I was on.
Boom.
I was a
She was in the
line.
back.
I was in the back first. Yeah, I was a line.
Now, what's the
cook,
difference
prep
between a
cook.
prep cook and a regular cook?
Okay, so I mean, so you have your like a line cook kind of slash prep cook.
Okay.
So you just get ready for like lunch and dinner service, and then dinner service comes in, and then they just do, and then we get off. But
whatever's ordered.
Yeah.
basically. Yep.
So we just kind of
So
just prep for the
prep
whole
is-
day and
Gotcha.
Prep is for the whole day. They get
And
all the
night.
different
Yeah.
elements to that.
I got
So they
you.
chop up the mushrooms for the 5 different salads.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
but
blah.
we
Okay.
also work like through the lunch rush, and then we get off. But then
Because you never know how much is needed.
you
for
never
each
know.
day.
Yeah. So then
So-
you're just constantly cutting and chopping and slicing and doing a whole bunch of stuff.
So to be clear, when she came in for a job interview, like my first thing is always like, have you worked in the service industry? Have you dealt with drunk people?
Yeah.
But when she said I worked back at the house, I did prep. I'm like, bam, that's my girl. That's the girl I want working for me. Because she's taking the shit and still sits back there and just chop, chop,
It
chop,
still
chop,
works.
chop, chop,
Works
chop.
it.
Yeah.
Works it. Works
Like
it.
she works in the machine. Like she
I
pumps
have a
out the
lot of
stuff, and I love that.
patience.
There you
I
go.
love that. That's
I do.
that hits me really close. I love that.
Now, you moved back to Pie Goddess. Are you still working there in between with Cole Street? Are you working?
No, I'm not,
Okay.
actually. I quit Pie Goddess, and then I heard that Sean was looking for a couple people. So my husband actually told me that. So,
Well,
yeah.
we see her husband Frank.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So all those single guys out there that were listening, you got to hang with us still. Okay, you still got to hang with us. All right, you made it this far.
Well, when
Keep-
she's on shift,
keep
she-
rolling.
She
Okay.
acts like she's single.
All
Hey.
right, I need you single guys to stay on here. I know this turns into a dating site sometimes, but husband of how many years?
Going on 5.
5 years.
Yes.
The silver. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't know what that is. I think you get wood.
It's the wood. 5
It is
years
wood. It is wood.
Is-
Yeah,
you
it's
get wood?
Yeah,
You
you
get
get wood.
wood at 5 years. Yep.
And that's the funny thing because usually after 5 years you don't get wood. But so
I wouldn't know. Sorry.
I'll be here all day because this is where I live. So
Not funny.
Not funny. Boo. Okay,
Nope.
so
No,
she's still
haha, Miss
laughing.
Brew.
So what's your schedule at Cole Street though? Do you have like a specific night or 2 nights or 3 nights or 4 nights where people can come in, say hi, and grab
I
a beer
work
from you?
Friday and Saturday nights.
Friday and Saturday nights.
So she rotates. Yeah.
Rotate.
And I rotate. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And so what would you say? Now, this is where Sean and I get together. We whisper in each other's ears. We want to hear about like your perfect pour. If I walk up to you and I say, hey, I would like a different IPA or maybe a double IPA. How are you just pouring it straight into the glass? What's your tilt radius? How do you do it? Let me know.
Oh, okay. So
hard hitting questions.
that is
The visual. She's like totally using her hands.
Yeah.
Like, I start
So
out.
I'll tilt it, and then I'll tilt it almost like.
Oh, look at her fingers.
Yeah,
She's grabbing
she
the top
already
of the
knows.
top.
She's just muscle
Grabbing the
memory
top of
right
top.
now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Muscle memory.
So I'll get it off, and then I'll tilt it almost to like
You
almost
gradually
sideways.
move with it.
Yeah, and then I'll just. I don't know. It depends on how
Do you end it-
foamy it is.
Yeah.
Because I'll just keep my angle until it just pours out until I can see the beer coming out, and then I'll stop it.
So, you guys were talking sexy earlier. That right there, that language right there, that's sexy language. Right
What
there.
we were talking about chickens and 4-H, and then what were the
I
sexy
don't care,
things?
but she's just like
He likes
pouring
angles.
out. Depends on how foamy it is, and I'm just gonna set
gonna-
it down. I'm gonna set it. That's sexy right there.
Sexy beer pouring angles. That's
yes,
gonna,
angles.
that's gonna be our.
That's the
nope.
That's it.
As I put this out there,
Anyway, another question that I love to ask.
yes.
Now that she's worked for me
Like
a while now,
yeah.
like a month maybe.
About a month, yeah.
So, what are some of the most common questions that you get?
I get, what's your favorite beer? And what's your best?
Yeah, what's your best?
What's your best?
What's your best beer on
Yeah.
tap? I
Or
don't
yeah,
know.
what's the most popular? And I was like, oh,
All of them.
all of them. We keep the most popular on
Yeah,
tap.
We only
that's
keep the
good.
most popular on tap.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that answer.
Yes.
So then, what is it that if someone says, "Hey, I only drink like Coors Light or Bud Light," what would you say? You know what? If you like Coors Light and Bud Light, and then kind of give like a icky face, like ugh, if you like that stuff.
Yeah, no, we don't give an icky face. We just go straight to
Pub Light.
Pub Light.
Bam.
Nice. That's
Sold.
very good.
Because it's a
With
light
a smile.
lager.
Guys,
Yep.
she said it with
it's
a
an American
smile.
light lager.
Yeah.
So
She like
here you
kicked
go.
her head to the side, like
Yep.
Pub Light.
You would
don't
like
give
a
an
Pub
icky
Light.
face. We will sell you
Yeah,
anything
Mhm.
to make money off of you.
I like that. Now you've worked like you are. I guess this isn't an actual interview because I thought I was actually being here to kind of help with the job.
yeah, you're
and
a
all.
little behind on
A
that.
little behind.
It's
I've been
because
busy.
we haven't had podcasts in a while.
Been busy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is this usually like an interview process?
Yes.
with the beer tenders? Yes,
100%. You have to come through this.
Yeah,
before
this
you
is
get
this is the
hired.
last
Oh,
leg.
so now
Yeah,
I did
so
not
you
know
kind of
that.
got. I'm not too thrilled with you getting hired already. Let me just tell you that right now.
Okay. I think I'm doing great, but whatever.
No, that's definitely not a prerequisite, but it's a post benefit of getting hired. What's Sean's big? I'm telling you, if you don't get this right, you will be suspended without pay for 2 weeks. What is Sean's biggest pet peeve in the brewery?
Oh gosh.
His biggest pet peeve. Let's think. It's been busy lately.
Empty cups.
That's his second big. You know what? That's like
Oh,
a family.
that is a good,
That's a family feud. Ding!
I like
it's
that
still
one.
the second
That's a
one.
good-
Empty cups is not.
Em-
That's not the number one.
That's not the number one.
But that is.
That's up there on the family feud board. You're still up
I like
there.
that.
Steal from yourself. Get the number one
I can live
answer.
with that too, because there's too many people who don't
I think it
understand
bumped
that
up.
either.
Okay, well, no, it's still number 2.
Oh,
As
okay.
much as he says, as he's being nice right now. But listen, that's why we have to. I'm the mean one. This is good
Okay.
cop, bad cop.
Okay.
I'm the bad cop. It gets busy. Let me help you. Let me hint you. It gets busy. Ooh, a lot of people are coming in. Looks like it's becoming a log jam.
Oh.
What does he can't stand? He's a pet.
A beer line?
Yes.
He
If I'm
can't stand
sitting
a beer
sidelines, I have
line.
He can't
Oh,
stand
okay.
a beer line.
Okay, that was going to be my number 2.
Yeah, so what are some things that you have thought of or maybe have seen and you've incorporated into your own work style of how do you combat a beer line? You start to see it come up. What's your first move?
I grab 2 cups and I ask what they would like. And if they want 2 beers, then I have 2 hands, so I pour 2 beers.
That's good. Now, what?
Use 2 hands at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And have 2 of them. Why not use them?
That's true.
Exactly. And they're probably going to order one of a few of those drinks up there. You have 12 taps running, possibly 10 because you're getting low, but you got to go rebrew, blah, blah, blah. We were talking about this. But do you kind of pre-make any beers in anticipation that a Pub Light is going to be ordered and you can just hand that right to that person? Or can you not do that?
I don't. I don't know if I mean, I've only worked there a month.
It's always better to just have fresh beer off the tap.
Fresh beer off the tap. Good call.
Okay.
That is the good cause. That was a test.
Oh
hey, because then what Sean would do if he knew that it was going to be busy, he would just pour 50 of these things and just have them sitting out there all day long. Flies and this and that. People spitting on it.
2 at a time.
That's how COVID started, by the way. Not at Cole Street. I'm just saying people pre-pouring.
People would wait for a fresh pouring beer.
It's a fresh pour.
Yeah.
Fresh pour beer.
Yep.
So it's worth the wait. And the reason why people will wait in long lines is because they know they're going to get quality. Mm-hmm. And that's the number one thing. They're going to get it with a smile. They don't want to stand there for 2 hours to get it, but they want to do. They do so.
2 hours. Our line is pretty freaking quick.
Very fast. Yeah,
and
that's really quick.
I love Alexa. Alex, sorry. I love Alex because
Call me Alex. It's
she
whatever.
can always move the line really good.
It's ALX, but whatever.
ALX.
That's good. All right. He's paying you a compliment. I like it.
I like compliments.
Anyway, pull this thing a little. Let's do that. You're looking at her. It's hard to capture the sweet sounds of Sean McDonald sometimes because he's
always in motion.
Sean's a very active talker and he's all about eye contact. And so if he's wanting to look around some of these microphones. These microphones are not just your regular microphones. They got pop filters on there. So he's wanting to see eye contact. He wants to read your face and he's talking to people just like in real life. And so he's going to be, he looks you dead in the eye. He'll pour a beer, look you dead in the eye, and take your money and say, you know what, have a great day.
You see what my eyes are doing right now?
I've witnessed it.
Undressing me?
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Putting more clothes on me. All right, so mentally dressing me. I wonder if anyone's done that. How hilarious. I went to Vegas. There's some nasty critters down there that wear hardly anything.
That's true.
And it would be so funny if I just sat there and they're like, ooh, you like what you see? I said, no, I'm just mentally dressing you.
Putting layers on. Layers away from.
I'm mentally putting clothes on you right now.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, so let's just do some rapid fire real quick to find out what the type of person you are. Is that okay? This is like what Harry Potter person you are kind of thing, like those things
sure,
out there. Okay,
yeah.
all right. Favorite, like what's in your CD player? What's on your iPod? What's in your Pandora or Spotify? What are you listening to right now? Rapid fire.
Go.
You're pouring beer right now. People yelling at you.
1975.
The music?
Yeah, I like.
Or is that a?
Yeah, I like that we made it.
Oh.
That's the song.
1975.
Okay, I thought you were talking
So
about
the
1975
years.
No, it's called
Van Halen?
1975.
And then you
Van
were
Halen?
like, I like that we made it.
I like that we made it.
made
That's
it
a
out
song.
of
I
1975.
would
It's so good.
repeat that song.
Okay, so I'll have to listen to that 1975. Okay,
Yeah.
right now, what's in your Netflix queue or your Hulu queue? What are you streaming?
Oh, yikes.
Or not? Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Are you watching TV?
I'm rewatching
children too,
Supernatural.
so.
Supernatural. Okay.
Yeah.
What about are you a gamer? Do you play video games?
I don't.
Are you a Candy Crush person? What's on your phone?
Merge Dragons. Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Yes.
Is there on her phone?
Dragons.
Is there a Pokemon Go app?
I talked about that earlier.
There's not.
So this got brought up earlier. So she did when it first came out, but now she's not so much.
Yeah.
It's too lame now.
I didn't say that, but I just said I'm just.
I do have to bring that up. So I have 2 legendaries.
Yes. What'd you get?
Do you have legendaries?
I got the Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. I don't know what it is.
Get on my level. When did you graduate? Can we say that? When did you graduate?
2011.
2011. So you're young.
Oh, I'm younger. Yes.
Younger.
Younger.
You're young. All right, graduate 2000. Okay, so you're not even 30 yet.
I'm not.
When do you turn? You're like 28, 29? What are you right now?
I'm going to be 29 next month.
Next month, okay.
Yeah.
And then you got anything planned for your dirty 30? Is it going to be let me ask, is it going to be a dirty 30, a flirty 30, or a nerdy 30?
Oh, it's going to be 30, flirty, and thriving.
Ooh, wow. Wow, and how old's the hubs?
He's 31 right now.
Oh, so he's already crossed that.
Yeah, he's done with that.
What'd you do for his 30th?
We did a nerdy 30.
A nerdy 30. There you go.
Yeah, it was pretty
just
fun.
D&D and board games. And then,
I mean, yeah, people dress like glasses. And
that's
like,
way cool.
Yeah.
I'm turning 40 in October, and I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I think I'm going to call it a Gordy 40. A Heracross. 2 Heracrosses.
Male and female.
Those are 2018. You got those in 2018.
I traded for them.
How do you know?
They're from-
It says
They're from-
2018.
Oh.
They're from Mexico. Can't get them up here.
Really?
Wow.
Ooh.
Got to know somebody to trade
You
with.
know what? I hope you went through customs for that.
Fuck yeah.
All right, so okay, real quick, rapid fire. This is gonna be a little bit faster. Rapid fire. You're doing rapid fire slowly.
Okay, my bad.
She also has
I'm
some
just, like-
haha.
Yeah, you smile hot too though too. You got some jokes. Okay, we'll get there in a second. Favorite color? Go.
Black.
Favorite season?
Fall.
Favorite month?
Perfect.
Favorite what?
Favorite month?
August.
Birthday month?
That's not fall.
That's my month. That's my month.
Birthday month?
August.
Duh.
I don't know that.
Those are the same two.
All right. Favorite animal?
Koala.
Favorite place to visit?
Alaska.
Dream place to visit?
Japan.
Favorite class in school?
Art.
Favorite thing to draw?
My feet.
You could probably sell that on
Wow.
OnlyFans and make a lot of money.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
I become into Cole Street. There's just like portraits of feet all over.
Feet. Collection.
What is that? Is that a mountain range? No, those are
My
feet.
feet.
This is the fetish episode. We talk about animals at the beginning. Sean has this wild fantasy about me in Vegas, and then now we're into
My
the feet.
feet.
It's fetish episode.
I didn't have a fantasy about you. I just
I
said,
should have an
it
OnlyFans.
seemed like.
Dude, I'm telling you, I might get an OnlyFans soon. And then Desi B always says that I'm her only. That I'm Wait, I don't know how that joke goes. Usually it goes that I'm her only fan on her OnlyFans, or she's my only fan on my OnlyFans. Either way,
I think it's that way.
Little-
I think it's the later.
you think that? Okay, all right.
I
Thank
feel like, you put yourself out there,
you. There's no
there's
going
nobody
back.
pride in your
There's
shit.
no going back. All right, and I think that was the fastest rapid fire. You really knocked it out of the park. Did you want a few more rapid fires, or what do you feel?
Do you have any more?
Do you
in
have
your-
more?
Okay, I got a few more that I can just
Okay,
throw
sure.
out there. Okay,
Are you sure?
favorite cereal,
That-
Frosted Flakes.
favorite sport.
Oh, we didn't
Hockey.
talk about that too. So she can come on the
yeah.
softball.
Ooh, softball's hard
Yeah.
talk.
Yep.
Yeah, I
has some-
started.
Yep.
Yeah,
Started playing.
playing on a co-op team. Mhm.
Really?
Co-op team. Co-ed
Yeah,
team.
what-
Co-ed team.
co-op. Is there?
We all
are
pay
you,
into it.
I'm also dumb.
Are you
so.
an undercover co-op right now? Like, all
Yeah.
right. Okay, we'll talk about that now. Favorite wrestler from WWF, WWE?
China doll.
Wow, from the way back.
Yeah.
Favorite Seahawk?
Russell Wilson.
Oh. Favorite NFL team? Is it the Seahawks, or has you got other? Are you like another
It's the Seahawks.
Seahawks? Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite college team?
No. Wazoo.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
Pass.
Wazoo. She said Wazoo.
Yeah.
She said nope. Pass.
She said,
no, like
Hey, it's okay.
Nope.
just
pass.
because my cousin
She
went
said
to Wazoo.
pass.
but he's a UW guy.
She passed.
Are
So you gotta say this.
She passed.
Say what I
Did
say.
not
Okay.
say any.
She-
She
Kuski.
said no.
You're a Kuski.
A Kuski?
Cougar Husky. You're a Kuski.
Oh, a Kuski.
There you go.
Gross.
Just
That
like-
sounds like
That's gross.
like
it makes nobody happy but me.
it sounds like
Pick a
a
side
name
and
for
don't
something.
stand
A
on the fence.
Kuski. You want to see my Kuski?
You just brought the ha-ha. Whatever you say as the ha-ha, you brought your own joke. It's not going to work now, but we're going to go with it. What is your joke?
Bring some haha.
Bring some ha-ha.
Let's go.
Okay. Okay. So there's 2 windmills in a field.
Okay.
And one windmill asks the other one, "What's your favorite kind of music?" And he answers, "I'm a big metal fan."
That's good. I was almost spit it out. I'm drinking. I'm a big metal fan.
I'm a big metal fan.
I like that. That's a good one. That's a good corny one. I love corny dad jokes.
I know.
What's
That's my favorite.
do you have a second corny joke? Or is that
I only have another one that my kids tell me.
Okay, what's that?
Okay. Why did the cookie go to the hospital?
A crumble. I don't know what.
Because he felt crummy.
That one's good. That one's good. Here, I got one. I read this one on Facebook somewhere. It said, a jailer comes up to a criminal. You know, the criminal is sitting in there in the cell, and he says, "Hey, sorry, bad news, but you got another 20 years for forgery." And the criminal says, "Oh, yeah? Well, what does this $37 bill have to say about it?" Pretty good. You got one? You got any, like, dad jokes or anything like that? Some goofball, corny ones?
Yeah, no. What?
None of them.
No.
None of them. We're going to do shout-outs. This is the time of the episode where we're about to end it, but we say shout-outs, who we have to shout out, who do you want to shout out? I'll let you think about it, 'cause I don't know if you're prepped or not. So you can think about it for a moment. Yeah, that's okay. You're fine. You're just the host. You just should know this to prep our guests. But not a big deal. Not a big deal. Do you have any shout outs, or do you want me to shout out first, then you go?
First.
Okay. I would like to shout out Alina. Alina?
Oh.
Is it
City of Enumclaw?
Alina, yeah, from City of Enumclaw?
Oh my god, I was going to shout her out too. Shout out.
Look at this guy.
I was about to do her too.
No, I love Alina, so I was going to shout her out.
Okay, steal mine and then take over.
I've been trying to actually get her on, but the thing is, like, she has to make sure that the city will allow her to come onto our show. They have to check out our show and make sure we don't talk about things that are inappropriate, which this probably talk about too many inappropriate things.
This episode was completely inappropriate.
But
everything.
I love Alina. She does so much stuff that is, like, underappreciated. Like, she keeps all the different events going on in Enumclaw, and a lot of times, you don't realize how much goes in behind the scenes of that. Like coordinating it, making sure, like, the insurance covers it, the different things. She has to deal with so much crap that she's a amazing woman that does amazing things for our town and brings a lot of attention to our town.
And she doesn't seem, and this is the thing that I was going to shout her out for. Now, one Saturday morning, it was not the street fair. No, it was a Sunday morning. It was
Sundays on Cole.
Sundays on Cole. Sean says, "Hey, could you run down to?"
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I went down, and now here's the thing: I completely forgot it was Sundays at Cole, and I thought, like, no one was set up, and I was just showing up. It's like Sunday at like 9 a.m., maybe 8:30. I don't know.
It's really early.
So I got my hoodie on, and I got some sweat. I got my flip flops and some sweats.
It did look like a bum.
I looked like an absolute trash doll, and I show up, and people have already got their booths set up. Like, they're just already selling. I mean, other people are kind of set up too. So, but it was like ready to roll. People getting out, coming back from church, hitting the downtown, getting breakfast, going out. And so I got called down because it was like, "Hey, could you help set up the music system?" And I'm telling you, Alina was I've dealt with people in charge before of things, and they are not servants. They're there to be served. And their attitude is to be served. And if you can't figure it out, you need to figure, even though I'm helping, like, she was so sweet and so like you could tell she was all about just putting on a fun event for everybody to enjoy. She wasn't there to get the recognition. She wasn't there to pad her own stats or make herself feel good about life. She was there to encourage just Enumclaw and the residents and the vendors, everyone. And so anyway, it was we got it working. you were right. Someone was right. I was like, yeah, that doesn't. I was the other. I was like, yeah, it'll work. And it worked. And I was like, wow, I've never seen something so bass-ackwards actually work. It was amazing. We got it working. Sean threw out his speakers there too, which were a little bit more. They got that good vibe, that bass, that treble all together. Anyway, it was a good moving thing, but I was just really impressed by her. Shout out to her. Yeah. And now on to Alex.
I guess I'll just shout out my husband, Frank.
There you go.
What up, Frank?
Yeah. Hi, Frank.
Frank and Beans.
Fucking Frank. I don't know if I can say fucking, but
you just did.
Okay.
And you just did.
Oh, gosh. We're going to have to put a explicit.
Sure.
Well, you already said it earlier, so
I
I'm
said
not.
it like 3
Did
times.
you?
already.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
did.
even hear you. I was
He's
just
being
so used to
sarcastic.
it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's being sarcastic. But yes, he did. But what about Frank? Score some points.
Oh, yeah. Frank's cool.
She is bringing the ha-ha.
Woo!
ALX brought the ha-ha. All right. Well, sorry, Frank.
Love you, Frank.
Love you, Frank.
Love you,
I'll see you
Frank.
on Tuesday.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone, thanks so much for listening. We're gonna do more events. We're gonna do more things. We just needed to get through July. July is just like
So busy.
it's
Trying
great.
to get back on track. Yeah.
But they have everything going on. In fact, this weekend, this upcoming weekend, when we release this will be released on
gosh.
like August 2nd or whatever.
Yeah. This weekend is going to be ridiculous. From the 5th through the 8th is going to be the Vietnam Memorial. Moving Memorial is going to be over at the Southwood Sunrise Soccer Fields.
Oh,
And it's a
yeah.
24-hour event for those 4 days.
And this thing isn't a thing that just shows up every year.
No, this is a moving memorial, and Oregon canceled, Idaho canceled. So
It's just us.
Enumclaw is the only place in Washington State that is coming.
Yeah.
So
So
we're
it's not
expecting-
setting up in Spokane and then going down to Winthrop and then, or I don't know.
Yeah,
what
we're expecting 70,000 to 100,000 people this weekend.
Yeah, so
Oh,
there's going to be a
yeah.
ton
So-
of people. It's going to be packed.
It's gonna be
Prepare
a
yourself.
Crazy weekend. Get
If you
ready
have,
for
listen, if you have stuff in the garage, you want to do a little garage sale, this is probably the weekend to do it. You might see some traffic.
yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so be prepared for that. And then write us, message us, call us, mail in, fly in, go down to Cole Street Brewery, say hi, tag yourself in, page, you heard it all. But please let us know and ask us beer nerd questions. If you got
For sure.
beer nerd questions, let us know. So thanks so much. Thanks for coming on, Alex. I'm glad that you're able to be a part of this.
Thank you for having
We'll
me.
see you on a Friday, Saturday night, some night.
Okay.
Yeah. Cheers.
Making your
Cheers.
way
Cheers.
in the world today, you really need a pod. Why don't you put your headphones in and give this one a shot? Wouldn't you like to just listen away and go to a place where everybody knows who you are? Listen to Two Guys Brew, ha ha. Cole Street Brewery and Full Buddy Cast, two of the greatest names. Why don't you go and listen to this episode?